The storms later today. In fact, we already have a flood watch. Goes into effect at 2 o'clock this afternoon. It lasts through late tonight, and you can see it's for the core of our area. Yesterday, radar estimates, see the areas of red, north and west, like especially in Lancaster and Berks County. You still have some flash flood warnings going on there, some flood warnings through the morning hours. It's dry there, but you had radar estimates indicating as much as 4.5 inches of rain through parts of that region. And so that's why there's just a lot of water on the road, even though right now it's really quiet out there. Nothing happening, but you still have the creeks and streams running so high in Lancaster and Berks County. Right now that temperature is 75 degrees. It's horribly humid out there, and that humidity is going to help fire more storms today. So it's quiet this morning at 8 o'clock. You've got clouds and some sunshine, just really muggy and 82. By lunchtime, you might start to see a spotty storm. It's 88, but feeling like it's in the 90s. And then through the afternoon and evening, they become more numerous. So at 4 o'clock, you've got some scattered storms, even a couple of storms at 8 and 77. So we could have damaging winds and flooding rainfall with some of these storms. Glad I'm with you. All right, good morning, everybody. We're starting with some clouds, but those storms from yesterday and even early this morning, they're already out of there. So if you're heading out, it's not a problem right now, but you may still find a lot of water on the roads from all the rain that came down even through the overnight into early morning hours. So whether it's dry right now, we're seeing some sunshine out there, and 76 at 7 a.m. By 8 it's 79. It's horribly humid, so it's going to feel hotter than these numbers suggest. As you head out at 10 o'clock, it's 85, but already feeling like it's around 90 degrees. At lunchtime, it's 89, feeling like it's well into the 90s. As early as lunchtime, you may start to see a storm or two fire up, but they really become more numerous late afternoon and evening, and they're strong to severe. We have an AccuWeather alert for today. I want to focus on down the shore for a minute because I know this is a big week for a lot of folks down the shore today. Today we've got those storms that really hold off to the evening and nighttime hours. So you're seeing a good deal of sunshine much of the day, but a moderate risk of rip currents in the mid 80s. Tomorrow those storms linger longer than they will here in the city. They move from west to east, so it still may be raining as late as 2 in the afternoon. Then you get clearing in 78. Thursday and 4th of July Friday, beautiful down the shore and in the city. We'll talk about the city forecast and more about the storms today and that 7-day in just a minute. Yeah, we have an AccuWeather alert for today, Matt. Scattered storms developing anytime after lunchtime today, but they become more numerous through the afternoon and evening. They're widespread and strong to severe through the region. Damaging winds, but really heavy rainfall may be the main threat with this, and that's enough to cause some flash flooding like we saw yesterday. In fact, we just had an update from the Weather Prediction Center, and look at parts of our region. Philadelphia and some of our northwest suburbs here, we are in what is a 3 out of 5, those areas of red. So that's a pretty significant risk for excessive rainfall to cause flash flooding. And this is an area that had flash flooding yesterday. So it's just compounding the issue. As far as storm threat for damaging winds, we're at a 2 out of 5. So the indices are really there that we could see some strong to severe storms and potentially flash flooding. Now, right now it's really quiet. It's not a problem heading out at the moment, but look at all the rainfall we had, especially north and west yesterday, with radar estimates up to 4 inches of rain. We still have parts of Berks County under a flood warning because the creeks and streams are running high from all of that. It's all with this cold front that's going to approach through the area and move through. Doesn't completely go through until tomorrow. Behind it, though, much quieter conditions. That high pressure is going to give us beautiful conditions for the 4th of July. But for now, we've got to deal with the storms on the way. So at 7 a.m., it's quiet with some sunshine, but really muggy and 76. At 9 o'clock, it's 83. At 1 o'clock, it's near 90 degrees, but feeling like it's nearly 100 because you factor in the high humidity out there. But we'll start to see some storms form, but then becoming more numerous through the afternoon and into the evening hours. So as we look at Future Tracker, this is one model. Not all of them are showing the storms as early as 1 o'clock, but I want to show you this because we saw yesterday how they fired up pretty early with this humidity in a front nearby. So you may start to see some storms as early as 1, but becoming more numerous 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the region with potentially really flooding downpours late at night maybe you get a little bit of a break, 10, 11 o'clock, and then kind of the showers continue into tomorrow morning. Not really expecting a big storm threat tomorrow morning, but some rain continuing early while we have that slow clearing from west to east. So tomorrow's kind of a day of transition. 87, you start with some rain, you end with some sunshine. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Downpours and storms today. We've got the AccuWeather alert, as the flooding could be something that's really serious. We're watching for that through the afternoon into the evening hours. And then tomorrow morning, we're still starting with showers, but then we get clouds giving way to sunshine, clearing from west to east. On Thursday, it's sunny and nothing more than a stray storm far north of the city, 90 degrees. Friday's really pleasant for the 4th, 86. It's really the best day of the 7-day forecast. Should be no problem seeing the fireworks with mostly clear skies.
I was going to say that just added some sunshine to this dreary day.
I'm going to hold them in about 5 seconds, so we'll wake them up out there. Good morning, everybody. Let's look at some of the rainfall totals. In Lancaster, the official rainfall total was 2.86. In Westchester, 2.28. But I'm seeing reporting site, in between the reporting sites, some radar estimates indicating that it was almost double that in parts of the region. We really got clobbered out north and west. But in Pottstown, about 1.67. Philadelphia, we only had an inch of rain. Mount Holly, about a half an inch. And Wildwood, next to nothing. So it really was hit or miss. But it was north and west where you got pounded with that rain. We even had water rescued overnight in Lancaster County. Now, all of that is gone right now. It's quiet with just some clouds. But we can start to see some showers brewing, not all that far off. And we expect those storms to be reignited today. So here's what you can expect. At 8 o'clock, it's really humid and 79 degrees. We've got an AccuWeather alert for today. As early as lunchtime, you may start to see a storm or two form. It's 89 degrees at lunchtime, but feeling like the upper 90s. The humidity is off the charts today. And that ignites those storms through the afternoon and evening, where they really become scattered through the region at 3, 4 o'clock into 8 o'clock. And Alyssa, any storm out there can contain damaging winds. That's a threat. But I think the flooding potential is a big threat because it just taps into all this moisture.
Yeah, not a good day to be on the roads.
Yeah, mornings. We've got one for the Schuylkill River at Pottstown, minor flooding in Montgomery County, Conestoga River at Lancaster, flooding there in Lancaster County, in Berks County, Manatawny Creek at Spangville. You've got some minor flooding there as well. And not surprising when you factor in how much rain over 2 days, almost 5 inches in Lancaster, 2.5 in Reading, nearly 2 inches in Pottstown, a little over 1.5 inches in Philadelphia, over 2.5 in Wilmington, even in Toms River, almost 2 inches of rain. So we've had significant rainfall over the past couple days. It's still coming down, but in the city itself, mostly just some light rain lingering this morning. It's a day of transition, but we still have a couple of thunderstorms. I warned you about this along the shoreline, and we are seeing a thunderstorm here moving from Cumberland County to Cape May County, almost in Atlantic City. If you're heading out for a morning jog, you've got to watch for not only a downpour, but some thunder in South Jersey and especially along the shore. But look how clear it is to our west. All of that good stuff is coming our way. We just got to get this stuff out of here. This is what the cold front's doing. It's moving out. It's a wet start at 8 and humid in 73. At lunchtime, it's drying from west to east. Still a shower left over near the city in 78. At 4 o'clock, those clouds are breaking in 85. At 8 o'clock, turning brighter in 81. Perfect night for fireworks tonight, Matt. We're seeing a decent amount of it by the end of the day. It happens from west to east. As you look at this shot of the radar, you can kind of see how we've got the clouds and some rain lingering. But look how it's nice and clear to our west. In the Lehigh Valley, you're first to see the sun. At the shore today, you'll be the last to see the sun as that rain continues pushing through the region to the east. So it's wet out there right now. Mostly light rain near the city. It's a little heavier near the shore. But at 7 o'clock, it's 72. Still muggy, not as horrifically humid as yesterday, but still sticky. At 10 o'clock, it's 76. At 1 o'clock, it's 79. And at 1 o'clock, we're dry with cloudy skies out there. But then we start to see some sun. Now, at the shore, you're the last to see it. So you not only have the rain lingering, you get a couple of thunderstorms. The shore, 78 degrees with a moderate risk of rip currents. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, 85. Friday at the shore, it's bright for the 4th and 82. Saturday, mostly sunny and 80. Nothing to complain about after today down the shore. Things are looking good. How about in the city itself? We'll break it all down for you in that 7-day forecast. We've got some good stuff coming, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Better than yesterday. So yeah, things are looking a lot better for us. Storm Tracker 6 with our multi-sweep scan showing we've got a couple of showers, mostly pretty light near the city itself. However, we've got a thunderstorm that's brewing here. We have seen it could be in Dover, Delaware. I wouldn't be surprised to see if a lightning strike happens shortly, but we're seeing a few lightning strikes here near Atlantic City. I warned you that could happen, and we're seeing it right now. That's because this cold front is pressing through from west to east. It's basically going to sweep the clouds and rain out of here and set us up for a nice holiday week. You see how clear it is to our west. But for now, we've got that rain ending from west to east. Let's show you what one model's perspective is. 11 o'clock this morning, that rain mostly along the shore points at that point. I do want to point out that later on, even towards the evening hours, this model picking up a chance for a random shower or two, and not far from South Philadelphia, but it looks more likely in South Jersey as this front actually clears out of here. But for the most part, we're clearing from west to east, and things are looking good for the fills. So at 1:05, the clouds are already starting to break at 79 degrees. You're dry. At 6:15, it's partly sunny and 84. And tonight is fantastic for fireworks because the sky is really clear, a lot better than yesterday. So you should enjoy it. Now, watch in the Lehigh Valley. I want to show you region by region what this day looks like. At 8 o'clock this morning, it's cloudy, but then we see the sunshine returning pretty quickly in the Lehigh Valley, and that's going to allow those temperatures to warm to 87. Along I-95, just takes a little longer for those clouds to break. At 8, you still have some showers. It's pretty dry at lunchtime and 78, but the clouds starting to break at 4, and it's 85 degrees. Along the shore, the clouds really don't break until the evening hours. So you still have that rain, even a thunderstorm around through the morning. At lunchtime, it's raining and 74 and still pretty cloudy at 76. So we clear from west to east. Thursday's looking great. Friday's looking great. Let's jump to the 4th of July because morning parades are comfortable, 75. Low humidity for the barbecues, 86. Fireworks show looks terrific with no weather worries and 82 degrees. So a terrific weekend. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast. A wet start, turning brighter during the day, clearing west to east, 85 for your high. Tomorrow's high is 90. Although it's mostly dry at the end of the day, can't rule out a stray storm that could be a little gusty. But no storms for Friday. Ideal for the 4th. It's 87 degrees. Really looking good. Clearest weather we've had in a while. Saturday, sunshine, patchy clouds, and 89. Sunday heating up. It was a mess yesterday, and we still have some lingering rain out there right now. So here's what you need to know. You're going to get so sick of the sun. I've got tons of sunshine in this 7-day forecast. Not so much today, but we're getting there. We've got lingering morning showers. Here's what you need to know. Clouds break for some sun. It all clears from west to east today. So in the Lehigh Valley, you're first to see the sun. At the shore, you're the last. Stays pretty sticky. Should we look at the muggy meter for us today? Yesterday was the most humid day. I've seen higher numbers with humidity yesterday than I can recall seeing here in the city. But today's regular tropical humidity. So it's still humid. It's just not as horrible as it has been lately. Tomorrow's a little bit better. It's still kind of sticky, but not really tropical. Friday is terrific. I mean, we're talking really comfortable humidity for this time of year, just in time for the 4th. Then it starts to work its way back up for the weekend. So at least it's nice that it's going to feel good for the 4th. Storm tracker showing the rain starting to break up. That's kind of new within the next last few minutes. I'm seeing some showers still here or there, but the issue is really along the shore where you not only have some rain, it's a little heavy and still some lightning strikes. Half an hour ago, as I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see some lightning in Dover, Delaware, and that's what we're seeing right now with that cell. And we saw some lightning strikes here in Cumberland and Atlantic County, and that cell is right near in Atlantic City. And again, a thunderstorm happening there. Let's widen out a little bit. We're all clearing from west to east as this front pulls out of here. So in the Lehigh Valley, you're the first to see those clouds break for sunshine today. In the city, a bit of a wet start, but the clouds do break. At the shore, the rain lingers, even a thunderstorm this morning. The high there, just 78. We're about 85 in the city today, Matt. So a day of transition before we get to the good stuff. And always focused on the weekend and holidays. So yes, thank you for that, Aliana. You're right. We have to get through this. This is our transition day. Storm Tracker 6 Live with our multi-sweep scan showing just a couple of showers. here with our exclusive radar site in Lancaster. You get the idea, not nearly what you've been dealing with the past few days, but a few sprinkles left over near the city. It's really through South Jersey and Delaware where it's still unstable, where we've got not only a downpour in Delaware, but a couple of lightning strikes happening right now in Cape May and the tip of Cape May Point. You can kind of see some heavy downpours about to hit there, and a few lightning strikes near Atlantic City as well. So be careful if you're heading out this morning. If you're at the shore, it stays wet at the shore a lot longer than it will be elsewhere. Look how clear it is to the west. We're getting to the good stuff, but first we have to have this cold front swing through the area. So let's look at the next 12 hours. It starts off, it's really muggy today still. We start off in our low 70s, and it's a little wet out there with some showers here or there. At 11 o'clock, it's 77. By 1 o'clock for the start of the Phils game, it's 79. It's humid, but it should be dry at that point with just cloudy skies. At 3 o'clock, the clouds are breaking. It's 85 degrees. At 7 o'clock, it's 84 with even more sunshine. So it gets progressively better as the day wears on. So in the Lehigh Valley, those clouds break nice and early, so it's warm and 87 degrees. In the city, the clouds break in the afternoon. It's 85 after a few morning showers. It turns brighter. At the shore, you've got the rain lingering, even a couple of thunderstorms, and by the late afternoon hours, you're dry. By the evening hours, you see some sunshine. Temperatures there hold at 78, so it depends on where you are. This weekend in the Poconos, great place to be for the holiday weekend on the 4th. Nice and comfortable, 79. Saturday, 82. Sunday's more humid and 86 degrees. How about if you're down the shore? It's a bright 4th of July with a land breeze, 82. Saturday, mostly sunny, 80. On Sunday, mostly sunny, 80 degrees. Picture perfect holiday weekend. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast. We have a bit of a wet start, but we're turning brighter. That rain lingers down the shore longer today. 85 for your high. Tomorrow's sunny. Only a stray storm around late day, but if you see one, it could be a little gusty. It's hot and the high is 90 degrees. On Friday, it's ideal for the 4th. 87 degrees and low humidity. Looking great with no weather worries, not only Friday, but into the entire weekend. Saturday, sunshine, just some patchy clouds and 89. Sunday, we're heating up again. It's humid and 90. Monday, partly sunny.